Do you believe you have a good imagination? Are you creative? If so, why do you think that is? When I tried to answer those questions, I found an obvious answer. Yes, I am creative, and I credit it almost entirely to all of the reading I've done throughout my life. Hello, my name is Jonica, and I like to discuss why reading should be your go-to in your downtime. You could think of reading as utterly boring, utterly exciting, or anything in between. I'm sure that if I asked you, you could recount to me the last book you read in full. But the question is, how long ago was that, and why? It's entirely possible that a good amount of responses would say they don't read for fun. Their reading may consist of functional reading, for an assignment, or a strict learning purpose. I'd like to remind my audience that reading can be fun, profitable, and exciting. Reading, no matter the format, is an easy and beneficial aid to your mind. Today, I'll be discussing reading's intellectual benefits, reading's personal benefits, and some easy ways you can implement literature into your schedule. To start, we'll go over reading's benefits to your mind. Consistent reading at any age can improve your overall health. Reading can help improve your literacy and scholarly skills. It's why we study it in schools. But did you know what else reading can improve? Columbia University graduate Shannon Sharp explores the question in an article for the University of Phoenix. She dives into reading supporting focus, stress, and overall skills. But most notably, she explores the connection to readers' memory, saying, quote, lifelong bookworms experienced memory decline at a rate 32% slower than those with average mental activity. And people who rarely read or wrote as they aged, their memory slipped 48% faster than that of average readers. And reading benefits don't only stop there. Consistently reading can change your social skills and reactions to the outside world. Of course, reading provides a good escape. You're put into the world your words portray. It's a popular reason why reading is so widely enjoyed. I personally read for that very thing. The ability to imagine said environments is one of many skills reading teaches you. In an article published by NBC News, writer Sarah DiGiulio discusses even more skills reading provides. When you picture the whole of a story, a setting, characters, events, and so on, you gain skills needed to put yourself in their shoes. Keith Oatley, a professor at the University of Toronto, states, quote, you give up some of your own habits and thoughts, and you take on your own idea of being a different person in circumstances that you might otherwise never have been in. DiGiulio's paper also explores the social benefits of reading. She mentions a study by the University of Buffalo that found, quote, reading actually satisfies the need for human connection because it can mimic what we feel during real social interactions. Now that we've explored reading's benefits, I'd like to tell you about some of the accessible ways you can ingest literature. Whether you have time to sit down and read or not, literature isn't that hard to incorporate into your schedule. We don't always automatically have time to practice good reading habits. Personally, I try to use downtime to my advantage. Instead of scrolling through my phone, I will sit down with my current book. Another idea is to set a timer for reading a chapter before or after you sleep. Others will carve out an hour a day to dedicate to their books. Even just writing a plan for the books you aim to finish by a certain time and making the time for it. While some people may have the ability to sit down and read whenever they want, others have to get creative. When you find you do have the time to read, you may encounter the problem of not having a physical copy with you. That's where some easy, and just as capable, alternatives can come in handy. My first alternative is a Kindle. Kindles are the ever-popular online alternative to books distributed by Amazon. BuzzFeed writer Haley Zovikian reviews the product by saying, quote, the Kindle's lightweight size and incredible portability while holding a full library of books has actually enabled me to read more than before. Many reviewers agree with me. All of my titles are always within hand's reach, meaning it's always a good time to read. Personally, I use my Kindle for both recreational reading and scholarly assignments. It's a convenient way to quickly access your next chapter. Audiobooks are another easy way to get your reading hours in. These are easy to download, popularly available books read by real people and recorded for your pleasure. It's not hard to throw one on to focus solely on or to put on in the background while you complete another task. Plus, they are just as informative as real, physical books, according to science. Cognitive neuroscientist Nadine Gabb, writing for the Harvard Gazette, says, quote, "There isn't as much of a difference between the brain network for reading and the brain network for language comprehension. The brain area we call the letterbox, which processes print, is not as engaged when you listen, but it has been shown that when some people listen to words, they visualize them, so the letterbox gets activated as well." As you can see, the practice of reading consistently provides great rationale as to why you should, in fact, read more. Today, we learned about reading's benefits, both cognitively and practically, and some of the ways we can utilize them. I can be the first to admit that my downtime has not, and will not always be, solely taken up by reading. Though, I can also say that it is one of my favorite things to have a day to myself. Sit down with a book and finish it in that time. To wrap up, I hope you've been influenced to change your reading habits for the better. Remember, reading can be as small as a chapter a day or a book a month. Next time you're asked about the last book you read, I hope you can answer with a recent completion.